So you've built the career. You have got everything that you want on the outside. The secured office, driven success, brilliant, and you're in control, right? Or are you? Maybe on the inside, you have things going on. So on the outside, you've built a career, you've got all the prestige, you've got everything you need. You're successful, 6-7-figure business. Your entrepreneurial skills are front and center of the whole world. Your LinkedIn profile is sealed. You have everything you want. You have all that you need. And then it happens. That nagging feeling, a persistent low of something's missing. Behind closed doors, this is what I call the silent collapse, an internal state where your achievements feel less like a accomplishment and a victory and more like prestigious cage that you built. You see, what happens is we have these things that we build up, these walls that we build up around our lives. And by the end of this video, you'll know what the collapse is, how does it affect you, why traditional coaching models fail, the RAMS method and how to actually solve it, and the path to sovereignty. So first, let me back up, literally back up. Hi, I'm Baz. And if you're watching this and you think this is for you, share it with a friend, subscribe, and have a little comment underneath. The hidden pattern of performance is a trap, basically. It's a silent thing that we all go through, and it's a biological, systematic reality that we hit. Bam! And we realize that all we're doing is running on a fucking hamster wheel. The warning lights, the burnout, which is a complete fallacy when you're completely exhausted. Because burnout is not the fallacy, it's the word. It doesn't describe what you're going through. It's not just physical burnout, mental burnout. It's emotional. It's deep rooted and it's disconnected everything that you hold dear in your values in your life. Strategic thinking. The constant stress of your focus. Let's face it, nobody in the world can just keep going and hope to hold it all together. There's dysregulation, which often is emotional. The capacity that you lead with empathy, but actually it's eroding away. And it's replaced by reactivity, making you angrier quicker, short-fused. Even with your kids at home and your family and your husband and your perfect life. Next, it's the well-being, the physical stuff, the chronic states. These lead directly to exhaustion, mental, emotional, and physical. Poor sleep, lack of motivation or inspiration. And as a result of all of that, you have a compromised immune system. That's all that happens then is you start to get sick quicker. You pick up more colds, flus, you're running on empty all the time. You go to the gas station and you put fuel in and you think you're going to be okay for 20 minutes. And then you go to the bathroom and cry because you can't cope. This, my beautiful people, is where the landscape happens, especially with female leaders. And I'm going to back up a minute for a reason. And the reason I knew this is because when I rebuilt the business, I actually built it from something that's real. I didn't just do the research online. I didn't just use AI to do the theory. I reached into my network and I wanted to create something so real for people, so usable, but that actually worked. So when I reached into my network, I reached out to over 700 women who were in my LinkedIn. I had about 5,000 people, 6,000 people at the time. So 700 people I reached out to, and all I said on a video call, I sat my ass down and had a video call, a message with them. I said, hi, I'm Baz. I've been in my LinkedIn for a while, and I'd really like to learn from you. I'm something new and I need your help. I want to understand your journey. I haven't got anything to sell you, but I really like your advice and have a quick conversation. So if that was of interest, please book some time, 10-15 minutes below. I did. 450 responded and 95% showed up, which I thought was phenomenal. From that, this is when I started to diagnose and ask questions and just listen to people. Part of this was a cage control that they were going through. This is the embodying effects of what happens when that silent collapse happens. Going back to earlier, this is the silent collapse at its best, at its most rawest. The internal dialogue becomes brutal. The endless loops. What if I don't personally manage every detail? Will I actually fall apart? What if I show up with an ounce of vulnerability? Will I lose their respect? And if I stop performing, will I simply disappear? In that state of alertness, you can only trust your team. And that makes it terrifying because you don't want to let go. And the loneliness compounds it. There's a fatigue that comes with loneliness at the top. It's also a shared experience. Silent crises of success in women specifically are breaking the cycle, and they are leaning towards more power. They're leaning towards more. They want more, but there's a nagging feeling in the back of their head. Do you deserve it? So making the shift from more into embodied power is crucial. Ladies, you are our future. Your children are our future. So own it. Deal with it now. Deal with it correctly. Not just a band-aid. Deal with it properly. Understand it. Let's be honest. You've probably considered coaching before. You may even tried it. The retreats, the programs, they didn't work. The masterminds, they didn't fix you. They didn't move the needle. You filled your life basically with glorified productivity hacks. The traditional coaching, performance obsessive models, most of them almost always fail. And they fail high achieving women simply because they're trying to solve a problem, but the wrong problem. They have 3 symptoms, and the symptoms are as follows. The slammed calendar. Yes, you've got no space. It looks great. I'm busy. Burnout. And the prescription for this is solutions designed to do more but be more efficient. Delegate. Great, that's delegation is a part of it, but it doesn't cure the problem, just puts another band-aid on it. They did a study in 2022, I think it was, of the coaching industry, and it actually exploded by 54% globally between 2019 and 2022. Now, at 2019, I knew none of this stuff. I was traveling on the world on donations, trying to understand myself at the time. So I'm not some guru preaching at you. I'm a guy who did some research and actually embodied all of this, and it's how I can help people. 72% of coaches and 58% of clients didn't have the full picture. And this is why more is more mindset fails. And I don't believe in mindsets. I'm going to cover that in another video. Mindsets are complete bullshit. And I will tell you what in another series of videos. The traditional coaching operating systems for masculinity, the playbook of relentless linear progress, fails, and it's all about optimization and complete failing into knowledge and unique social biological realities. They're shaped by different momentums and past behaviors. Now, past behaviors in psychology, they work. Behavior analysis, 100% true. But they don't account for the miscommunication with the dysregulation with yourself and imposter syndromes. They're communication biases, and it's designed for a masculinity world. This is an obsession, and it's an obsession with performance that reinforces the patterns of the silent collapse, the thing that we're all experiencing, which is why you're watching this. And now I want to introduce a new way, a new operating system. This is the RAMS framework, and quite simply put, it is life and business reverse engineered. The framework is about breaking the cycle of burnout, and it became the mind state that I created. The new operating system got born when I was traveling on donations back in the day. Not that I knew it back then. You don't need a new cycle. You don't need the same mindset that you created. You need a new state of being, a mind state. States of being you become. You need a new operating system. Hey presto, enter the RAMS framework. This is clear, actionable pathway for high achieving women and men who qualify that are ready to trade their grind for embodiment. Sustainable leadership at its best. This is a system for reclaiming not just your energy, but your clarity, your authority, the outside, but from the inside out. This framework is built on interconnected pillars. I'll go through them quite simply. Results, first and foremost. Attitude and authenticity. Mastery. And last but not least, systems. And that's where most people start, is the systems. Systems work, but they don't work the way you're going. You can't have a system if you haven't got a trajectory, an endpoint, a result, or a goal. But that goal isn't defined. It's not strong enough. So what I decided to do is reverse engineer the whole process. This is where it gets kind of cool, as it flips the script. The Rams approach does this with a primary result. And it isn't a 3-month, I want this. We go through a 1,000-year vision. When I work with my clients, we sit down at the top tier level. I fly to them. And we go into a creation mode for about a day. Spend a whole weekend with them. It's an awesome experience. And the internal state changes from that one day. When you realize that you have 1,000 years ahead of you of how people are going to remember you, you have a different view on your life. You have a different perception. This result refined is this. And we work backwards from 1,000 years all the way to present day. And this isn't woo-woo. We're not talking about energy right now. We're not talking about, what embodied leadership and be an icon on stage and hold a statue somewhere. This is a direct thing of how you want to be remembered. When your new KPIs, your key indicator points, become very real and tangible, you have increased capacity, you have emotional coherence, and your energy starts to be restored because you have direction. This isn't woo-woo stuff. It isn't spirituality. There is energy involved in it at a later date. But then we go into the attitude and the authenticity of a side of things. We look as it is aligned for you. We make sure, okay, we're doing this and this is how we want things to look, and we want this cool stuff and that cool stuff and this cool stuff. But is it who you truly are? Having the positive thinking isn't enough. It isn't about, oh, that sounds cool, and agreeing with me. I want you to disagree with me. I want you to kick back so we can go deeper and deeper, because I want your true, authentic self out there. I want you to make the impact in the world. If we shift from just mindsets into a state of being and stepped away from scarcity, away from fear, away from all of the noise, you embody confidence. It's not passive confidence. It's not superficial. It is at cellular level. It's a knowing, a knowledge that is so capable and whole, regardless of what the outcome is, you are still confident. And it's the nervous system switch. And it's a level that is creating unshakable self-trust, commitment, and momentum. That is alignment. And that is the right attitude to have within yourself. Not because of somebody, but for you, the person that makes all of this reality real, the future embodied now. Mastery. And I thought about this word deeply when I was building this model. What did mastery mean? It means a lot to different people. But for this purpose, true mastery is about an internal world, constant elevation of where you're going and making it better and better and better. Finite changes in your emotional state and your physiological state changes everything. It's kind of like a codex within your body, and you become coherent. Your heart becomes coherent. Joe Dispenza talks about this a lot. Heart coherence, brain coherence, the rhythm of your life, the somatic awareness. Now, to have somatic awareness, you must have surrender and have the capability to remain fully present, even in complete chaos. Can you do that right now? Probably not. So when you master the internal state, you become unflappable. You just become solid. And then brings me to the systems, the S in the Rams. Systems that actually sustain and fuel you. Finally, we have something we're about to architect to sustain not just your life, but your energy, instead of just draining it. You're moving beyond just willpower and pushing through it. You'll create structures that actually support you. Non-negotiables in your life, a boundary architecture, a delegation protocols based on complete trust that integrate strategic recovery systems for you. Yes, you. These 4 pillars create a powerful synergy. They dismantle coherently and compoundingly each of the older patterns of burnout, and they replace them with a system that actually works. This is a form of what I call embodied leadership. If you want to explore that, if you want to learn more, great. The link below, or the comment below this, there is a quiz you can take completely free. Please feel free to take it and enjoy. See what you think. Commit to yourself for this one thing. No, we're not for you. I promise you something else. The coaching model engagements systems, the structures are broken because they're built on old paradigms that are no longer working, at least in the real world. I had a life coach try to, a while ago now, ring me up and teach me about life. He was 22 years old and he was trying to sell me a product. My direct response to him, because I'm fairly direct, people who know me, was quite simply, what life have you had at 22 years old? Where have you been? What countries have you visited? This is what I'm against. The quick fix systems. I want to build systems that truly help other people and embody legacies of what they want. The new system simply looks like measuring your return to sovereignty. It is regular sessions. It is actionable integration. It is continuous support. And it's measured by you, your return, the reclaiming of time, the enhanced well-being, the profound fulfillment of what it is that you're building. The ROI from this, simply speaking, has been documented to level up your life of, I think it was from the last case study, it was 788% from a group of 30 people. Cultivating the gains and cultivating the presence in your life is vital. It's a vital piece of this structured work. The gains of productivity were something like 44%. It's time to reclaim yourself as a leader. Start by doing one thing today, and that is simply get a result from a 1,000-year vision and work backwards from that. The return to self starts now. So if you're being trapped, if you feel as if you are siphoned and your energy is depleted, just do this one thing for yourself. Click on the link and take that 10-minute assessment. Sit down, be honest with the answers, see where you go from there. I'm Bas Porter. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Look out for my next video, which will be about the burnout dilemma happening right now in people just like you. Thanks for listening. See you soon.